Hey guys, this is Matt here from High Life Auto. Coming to you this week. My big idea with this week's question is about how we finance and our approval process. My big idea is this: why put money down when you can simply own something? Okay, I'm a big supporter of being debt-free, big supporter of Dave Ramsey, and different things like that. Ultimately, we let our customers make the decision on their own whether they choose to use a credit union, finance with us, or just pay cash. But we always encourage to pay for cash and own vehicles, because you never know what's going to happen. You never are guaranteed tomorrow or know what's going to happen tomorrow. So we always encourage people to use what you have today to buy something today. Save up your money, don't go into debt if you can, and try to never, always avoid payments when all possible. So anyway, if that's not a possibility, if you can't avoid payments and we are looking for approval, this is how we do things at High Life Auto. Now, this is our in-house financing. We do have options where we finance with credit unions. We work with K-Spine Financial and One Main Financial a lot, and you're welcome to use your own credit unions or bank as well. But if we finance in-house, this is how we do it. Frankly, if the very first question you ask me is, will I give you money, or will I finance you, or will I loan you or do payments, 9 times out of 10 my answer is going to be no. And I want you just to think about that. A lot of people that come into my shop, they don't know who I am and I don't know who they are, and if the very first question is, hey, will you give me money, that's kind of got me thinking and a little concerned right there if that's the very first question. My first concern is to find a vehicle that's going to meet your needs, okay? If we don't even have a vehicle that meets your needs, then I'm not going to finance you anything, because we've done a lot of repossessions in the past, and when one thing I find out that leads to the most repossessions is either one, they don't have a very big commitment, they didn't put a very big down payment, and so they'll just let the car go back. 2, if something breaks, then they don't have the money to make a payment and everything else, and so they let the car go back. We don't want to see that, because that only hurts you, the customer. We want to see people get their cars paid off. We want to see people own their cars and better themselves in life. So back to my first thing. If the very first thing you want is just to see if I'll give you money, try that the next time you're dating. Go to the girl that you've never met before and say, hey, you ready to hop in bed yet? You might get a yes, but I highly doubt it. I mean, at least it didn't work for me. You know, I mean, I dated my wife for about 10 years before we got married. So it's one of those things where take your time, get to know somebody, and that's what we like to do. I want to make sure I know who you are, that you're a good person, good character, you're going to make your payments. And so the very first thing is we want to meet that need. We want to see what your desire is. Is your desire to fulfill a need in your life with getting like a van, or getting a bigger vehicle, getting a more fuel efficient vehicle? Are you meeting a need? Or is this just something you want? You just want money, you just want something different? And honestly, we're not going to finance you if it's just something you want. We finance needs because we feel that if you need something, you're going to pay for that need. Lastly, like I said a little bit earlier, is you gotta have that commitment. That's one thing we look for. If you're buying a $1,500 car, for example, and you only have $200, that's not much of a commitment that I'm looking at, because I'm like, well, $200, you could probably get that in a paycheck, or 2 weeks of paycheck. You can go mow some lawns and get $200. It doesn't take that big of a commitment to come up with $200. Now, when we start getting up in the $500 to $1,000 range, that does take a week or a couple weeks, a month, a few months for some people. It does take some time, and it takes commitment. And if you're willing to save up for a car, then my guess is you're willing to pay for that car. But if you're not willing to save up, all you're willing to do is throw in the piece of junk trade that you have maybe, or some lawn chairs that you wanted to trade in, because we take anything on trade, I'm not seeing a big commitment there, and so I'm going to be very nervous about financing. So we want to see that commitment, a larger down payment. We don't like to finance over around $500 for first-time loans, just because we want to get to know you. We want to, like I said, date you a little bit, just so that we can know the kind of person you are, see the character, see that commitment, and then maybe the next time around we can do bigger loans. But anyway, biggest thing here is don't ask for money up front from a stranger, because that's kind of strange. Get to know somebody, let us know what your needs are, and then it's my job to see if I have something that will meet your needs. And then if we're close and I see that you've saved up and the commitment's there, we'd be more than happy to finance you. We do only finance locally, just because I don't want to be chasing stuff all over everywhere. So we only finance locally. We want to see that commitment. So if you are looking at financing, I suggest, let me get to know you a little bit first. Let me talk to you, come down to the shop, and let's ease into that process. If you're looking for something quick and fast for financing, that's not what we do. We don't deal with that. We've seen too many lenders take advantage of people, like credit acceptance, security auto loans, different loans like that. These are subprime lenders, and man, they take advantage of people really, really bad. We charge 0% interest. Our loans are usually $500 or less. We want to see you succeed, and we can't put a huge interest rate and watch you guys succeed like that. So it's one of those things where we got a really good deal on our financing, but you got to earn it. You got to show us that you're working for it, because if you're working for it, I'm going to work for you too. So anyway, this is Matt, High Life Auto. Hope you guys have a great week, and we'll catch you next time.